Without a doubt, when you play a football game, the most important piece of gear is your football helmet.
The Zenith helmet, our kids love them. We haven't had an injury with them.
When I wear the Zenith helmet, I feel I can go play football. That's what I should be able to do.
I started playing football when I was 8, which was the earliest I was able to sign up. I had one diagnosed concussion in 7th grade. I returned a kick and took a shot to the chin. I got up, came over to the sidelines and went to talk to my coach, and I actually couldn't speak. My mouth didn't work. Sat down on the bench, and next thing I knew, there was an ambulance in front of me. It was an experience that always stuck with me throughout the rest of my life. People saying things like, oh, concussions are part of football. That really does bother me. A concussion is a brain injury. If you use the term brain injury instead of concussion, you'd be saying brain injuries are part of football.
Most concussions are missed. Most of the mild ones, unfortunately, athletes are trying to play through, and that culture has to change.
When you're dealing with kids and the big deal concussions has been and stuff like that, you want to do what's best for the kids and their safety. So anything that you can do to prevent and protect the kids, you want to be aware of it.
Ready, set, go!
The idea that this injury was such a big problem and that there had to be a better way, there had to be a way to address it, really inspired me. Helmets up until ours, really historically they were designed to prevent skull fractures. What really causes a concussive episode is actually the sudden movement of the head. So you need to not only prevent skull fractures, you really need to govern how the head moves during the impact. Essentially, you want it to be not too hard, not too soft, you want it to be just right. This is the Zenith X1 football helmet. Players actually like the way this helmet looks because it looks like a football helmet. So from the front, it's low profile, which means it's going to pass the mirror test when the player looks in the mirror. From the inside, it's a totally different story. The inside of this helmet has technology called Zenith Adaptive Head Protection. This helmet does two things. It adapts to the head and it adapts to the hip. It adapts to the head because instead of relying on pads and pumps, it uses a snug fit system. So when the player pulls on the chin strap, it actually snugs the helmet down around the head. So you really get an instant custom fit. Players put the helmet on and they often say, I feel like I'm not even wearing a helmet.
First time I put the helmet on, I felt like it was a great fit, great comfort level. Really fit to my head very well. And the more I wore it over the year, I just felt like it got more and more comfortable, and it really adjusted to my head. And I thought I've never really had that with the helmet before.
You put the Zenith helmet on, you just adjust it to yourself personally, and it works perfect. It's like a perfect fit.
It kind of molds to your head, so it's real comfortable and everything. So it feels great.
Second, it actually adapts to the hit in order to best protect the player. The key technology inside of the X1 helmet is the adaptive air cell shock absorber. These shock absorbers adapt their compression to different levels of energy, so the end result is that the head actually moves less suddenly when it gets hit. We studied the problem and got input from experts, then designed the helmet to address the problem. The helmet also has tremendous ventilation. You can see how much room there is for air to flow through there. And unlike other helmet manufacturers, we actually put the vents in the back of the helmet because players are moving 99% of the time, so it creates a front to back cooling effect. We actually designed the X1 to weigh very similar to helmets that are on the market. Players invariably say how light it feels. Then they actually go out and play and they notice the difference right away during an impact.
It was the first game of the year. Was on a run, didn't see the guy coming, and he kind of blindsided me right in the side of my helmet. And it was the first time in my football career that I actually felt a release of pressure on impact instead of feeling kind of the helmet coming down on my head and causing more pressure.
So when I used to wear the regular helmet, I used to get major headaches after it. I hit people hard and stuff like that. But when it's Zenith, you don't get that.
I don't get any complaints of, oh, my son has a headache. We haven't had any concussions to date.
This is our second year using the Zenith helmet. The Zenith gives us an advantage by keeping players on the field and keeping them healthy. Lord knows how many injuries it helped us prevent.
It's very gratifying to see players wearing our helmets. It's also a tremendous responsibility that we take very seriously. And as a parent of 4 children, we've tried to do everything that works for parents.
This is my son, first time ever playing football. And when they said that you guys were coming out with these real safe helmets, man, that was a plus.
I like that my son is wearing the Zenith X1 and getting excellent head protection out there.
The helmet is one part of the overall strategy. Zenith Academy really provides a complete risk reduction curriculum, which is really the embodiment of our commitment to education. We have a great funding program called One Player, One Helmet that can help you put this helmet on every single one of your players. At Zenith, we are players, we're parents, we're coaches, we are doctors. We've designed a product for our players to help protect them best and to give them the comfort and confidence to play their best.